Right guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, I've been away for a bit, I know, and I'm figuring I'm going to open up with a bit of a new approach. Well, maybe not so new, you'll still get to see me ugly face. Anyway, my freedom fighter, my nuprol, yes. Oh, this thing has been shooting on auto for a bit now, and thanks to one of my subscribers, he's helped me out a tad, and it's put me in a direction where I think today I'm going to fix it. Now this might be a bit of a long video, so bear with me. I am going to go through some interesting points with it, so let's get rid of the mag first. Don't want that in there. And what we're going to do, we're going to punch out this pin. Now, basic maintenance on an airsoft gun is pretty straightforward. Okay, so that's out. Punch the pin out, separate the upper receiver. That doesn't always happen, but your barrel will come with it. Now, this thing is your upper barrel. Mine has two springs on it for some untold reason. But it is the standard barrel, which is over 4 years old and still works to this day. That's your hop unit, pretty generic of nuprol, but is very effective. Very effective. Let's just have a look in there and see where the hop's set at. Yeah, all but off. Yep, still got quite a lot of play in there. Right, so there you go. In a barrel, your inner barrel in there always needs a good old clean without fail. And if you're not getting any kind of FPS decent readings, your hot rubber could have failed, which is inside here, and you pop that little red clip off, which on some is black and various different colours. That pops off, that pops off, your hot rubber's exposed, put a new one on, put it all back together, and it should be okay. Back to normal FPS. So we're not working on that today. So that can pop back in there, and you see those springs? They hold it backwards, so you know, your tappet plate and your nozzle can work with it. But anyway, like I say, we're not working on that. We are concentrating on this bit, the gearbox. Now, I'm going to pop this gearbox open and I'm going to put in a new, what's it called now? What is it bloody called? For semi disconnect lever, so that I get a single shot when I pull the trigger on semi. So here we go, let's get into it. Now, I've still never figured out how to get this metal bit of stock off, so I'm going to do it the old fashioned way. Pop off the end cap here, because this is how nuprol did it. This thing is all metal, by the way. See what I mean? Right. There's my big screwdriver. There it is, round at my feet. Now in here is a flathead. Come on, flathead. Yeah, could I have picked a bigger screwdriver for this job? Anyway, it is what it is. So undo this screw all the way out. I might go quiet from time to time because I am sort of trying to concentrate, but there, the screw's released. Pop that out of the way. Now in here is a plate, because this one doesn't have a quick release system on it like some of the more modern versions do. So pop out the screw, pop out the plate. I'm going to show you something on this one. Now them that don't have the quick release directly through the buffer tube come with this little plate, and that actually fits on that way. with the recess and the little tabs. That sits over that, so it can't rotate, and that holds your barrel down at your stock and keeps everything in place. So we'll pop that to one side, take off the sling mount, and there is the back of that exposed. Now I'm going to put it to semi because we want to get this out of here. Now you've got two pins, you've got the main one at the back of the receiver. This is only on AEGs, by the way. I will go through the gas blowback version, which is very well thought out. So we pull that pin through, and now we've got another little pin here above the trigger that needs pushing out. Obviously we need a thinner punch, and we're going to knock that one through. That pops out there. Don't forget, it has a little grozzled ending, so that is going to go back in on the right hand side with that grozzly end pointing upwards. Yeah, so chuck that out of the way. Now we're going to get out the bolt release, which is a working one on this, so be careful because this pin is quite short, and there's a little pin through there, and you push it out this end. Come on, out you come. Can be quite tough sometimes, so let's give it little tapsies. You are being a little stubborn bugger. There it goes. Get it somewhere where we can see it. A little pin holds that in. Let's pop that back out of there. Now there's the catch for the bolt. Hold that down a little tad, and out that pops. Now you got that pin out, you got that pin out. The next thing that's holding it together, don't lose that, your bolt release. A couple of screws in the back of here. So now we want a Phillips. I'll undo that one, and I've already lost one of these screws, by the way, so I'll put a little hex head in the back of there like I don't know what. Now let's get that out of there. Oh, this is so much fun. The joys of taking it out to put in a little £7 part. Screws are so long. You're probably asking why I'm not using an electric driver and why is this screw 10 foot long. Yeah, I asked myself that question. That's the bottom of your thing for the electric motor. Now here come the wires. Remember, earth to the front on this one, red to the back, and pop it out. Boing. You know, these are really reliable motors, so we'll pop that to one side. Now in there is a couple of screws, and they are also Phillips. So let's get a sharp Phillips to get them out. Oh. Where are you? There. I really should have a torch on this job. But I am going to persevere. No, I need a longer screwdriver. And luckily for me, I always pull the wrong one out first. Hopefully the second one is the right one. Now, I'm going to have to get a light on the job. And there we go, that's the grip off. And your gearbox is now free of the lower receiver. No, it isn't. Got some. I bet someone spotted that as well. Frozen. Ah, you've caught up again. Right, well, let's go. Now then, your gearbox is free. Well guys, I speeded this bit up because I decided this is probably going to be the best way to prattle on about what's going on inside this gearbox. Now at the moment I'm splitting her up and I'm going on about the bearings and where the shims are stuck to it, and getting out the piston and cylinder and all the rest of it, keeping that in one piece because it is well oiled and shimmed up and all sorted out. Now it is important to ensure that the shims go back in the same place as where they came out. Now I'm working around at getting the cut-off lever out, which is badly worn. You can see that actually in person better, but it's rubbed the nub off the top, which helps it cut off to go back to semi. Now here's the new one, and as you can see it's got a right good kick-up lip on it, which cuts off the trigger, giving you semi. And I'm going on about getting the spring back onto the back of it, which is connected to the selector plate on the outside, and ensuring that it's on the nub and it's actually seated correctly so that it's sprung. Checking the movement in it, there you go, see, all working. Now this is where I bang on about getting the trigger and the spring back in place, which needs to be in correctly or you're going to trap and pinch wires and it won't operate right. Now going through the gears and the shims, I did mess a couple of these shims up and I've decided that I was going to re-shim it again, and I've got them right. It was a relatively simple job, but it always pays to check that you've got them shims and everything in place. Now obviously you're going to have a couple of little hicks here and there and you've got to correct them, so it's normally better to get it back together while the piston and everything's out and check that the shim is still correct. If they spin freely when there's pressure on the case, i.e. 2 screws in the bottom and 1 in the middle, they're going to work when it's all screwed up together. Now I've got fat fingers, so a couple of boingies here and there and screwed it up, but ultimately at the end of the video you will get to see the results of my efforts. Now, yeah, getting the case and everything back together, everything's back inside as it should be. couple of little fettles here and there, make sure it's all locked together, and now the screws can go in. And I generally put the bottom ones in first to ensure that it's pinned in place. And yeah, I've speeded this bit up as well because it does go on for quite a while, and this could be a very long video, but it's much easier to talk about that cut off lever and then speed up the bits that are kind of monotonous. Yeah, working my way through it, as you can see, getting them screws in there good and proper, and everything's back to happy. Springs going in with spring guide. Yes, I did upgrade that as well because I got one with washers on so it wouldn't coil up badly, which has made a lot of freedom in it. Getting the pins back in the correct places. Going on about the knurled edge and going in the right hand side and coming through to the left, yep. Making sure it's all seated right. Now getting the pistol grip back on and ensuring that I've got a good lockdown on it. Making sure that I've threaded a couple of screw holes on it, so I've changed them round again. Torch is back in my big fat gob. But yeah, got to put the wires through. Duh. Make sure they go through centre holes and you don't pinch any of them. If you pinch them, you ruin them, and that can cause problems with your gun and its electrics. So yeah, I'm using a torch to see where the screws are and the holes are and everything, and booming, it all goes together nice and simple. Now for the motor. In short, the motor goes in the correct way because I nearly didn't, and then I realised, oh, that lies the wrong way round. Nope. Right, we're getting to the end of it. I've realised, there it goes. Getting it back together and finishing it up now, getting the screws in. Oh, everything's slowed back down. I'll shut up now, let myself go on. In. Right, so there you go guys. Semi is back working again. Now then, putting it back together is pretty much the reverse of how you watch me take it apart, so I'm not going to bore you with that bit. I'm just going to get on with it, get it back together, and then we'll pick it up on the little test fire from there. Well guys, there you go. You saw the strip down. Didn't quite see all the rebuild, but yeah, the cut off lever was truly buggered. But now I put the bad boy back together. Put a few BBs in the magazine. Let's see how she glows. She works well. And that's one emptied mag. Ready? Semi. Happy days. There you go guys. Come on, turn off you. The nuprol Freedom Fighter is back in the game. And all it took was a little £7 bit to fix it. What more can you ask for, eh? Well anyway, there you go guys. If you like my video, and I know it's been a while, I'm going to make more now. I'm going to get back on it. See a bit more of me ugly mush, but I'm back to happy. The part turned up eventually. I did get a wrong one. Be careful what you're buying. Make sure, if you're going to do it, take it apart, check out what's broken, and find a copy of it. Okay? Till next time guys, and as I always say, in a freedom loving sense of imagination with my airsoft toys, be safe, play safe, always call your freaking hits. Till next time guys.